Right, I just forgot to tell you what I want to do, different bread challenges. So I think I showed you before. I just love this book. It's from a Spanish cook. It's called Pan de Pueblo. It's like village bread, and it has like from the famous, most famous breads from every region in Spain. So I was thinking to challenge myself this year, like one bread every month, one bread recipe. But also I can see there are like sweet breads and other kind of things we can do, so it's not gonna be like always like a bread. So let's see how that goes. So hope you like the idea. Okay, so you want to see more recipes, more bread recipes, please let me know. Thumbs up and follow me. Bye. Right, it's early in the morning. Let's try to do this bread. Basically, the book is a bit weird, to be honest. So it says we need bread flour, and we need to do like a sourdough with sourdough. So let's see. So we have flour, bread flour in here, and I'm gonna measure. So this is my sourdough being fed yesterday night, so it's been like 12 hours. It's bubbly and active and happy. So we need 180 grams. I think isn't 180 grams each, so 180 grams flour, 180 grams sourdough. Okay, and then we are going to add tepid water, so not very hot, not very cold, 100 grams. I think the idea of this step, normally you just go ahead and you mix your sourdough starter with the flour and you wait for a long time for the bread. So I think the idea is, it says that to have a less, I think is soury starter. So we are gonna mix this, okay, with patience. I'm gonna cover this in cling film, and it says we need to wait 2 to 3 hours. The idea of today is the idea of making this bread is because we have loads of whole grain rye flour, and we have here just behind like a box with lots of flours we use for bread, and either I didn't use the flour, my other half didn't use the flour, was sitting there lonely. So I'm not sure if it's going to be a mistake or not, but I'm going to make the whole bread as a whole grain. The recipe says it needs to be normal, but let's use it. So, right, here we are. So the other thing is, I think this is gonna be the biggest bread I ever baked, because it's like a 700 grams of flour plus the sourdough we made. Just to show you, I kept the sourdough like 2 hours and a half. It says 2 to 3 hours, but I see there are some bubbles. You see? There's some bubble in here and it's been grown. So I'm gonna use the sourdough, and basically I'm gonna mix this with the water, and then I'm gonna add the flour and the salt. So let's do that. Let's do that. We can see as well the bubbles, they're underneath. So that means it's active. So what I'm gonna do that is to mix the sourdough, the refreshed sourdough, with the tepid water. So let's go for it. Okay. More or less everything is being like dissolved, in the water. it doesn't tell anything in the book, but that's, you know, because I normally do like another sourdough bread recipe. That's the way you do it. And then I'm gonna mix the flour, and I think, yeah, definitely go by hand. And then I'm gonna add the salt, fine salt, very important. Right, okay. And then we are gonna have a very sticky dough, you know, so far. So this is gonna be a very sticky dough. Sourdoughs are normally very sticky. Right, at this point I have this sticky mess, okay? So this needs to rest for 20 minutes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna try to keep the sides clean. Okay, this is your best friend as well. So keep all the dough. And let's leave this 20 minutes. We are ready for the second step. I have here my proving basket ready, okay? I just put the linen and just put a lot of flour inside. I'll show you this because if I have sticky hands, it's gonna be complicated to show you. So 20 minutes have passed. Let's have a look. We are gonna put lots of flowers in the counter. Lots of flour. Flowers, right? And then I'm gonna use this tool to help. Probably I need to put more. Let's put some more. This is a big dough. And then we're gonna use the spatula, and you know, because it gives time. We have given time to absorb. It should be more easy to transfer, hopefully. Let's see that go. Okay. It's dark already because it's whole grain. So we love dark bread anyway. Okay. Okay. Okay, so all has been transferred. I'm gonna keep this just in case. Right, I'm gonna put some flour. And what we need to do is, I never done that with, this is a new recipe for me. But I'm gonna try to, it says to make a manageable dough. So let's try to make a dough. Let's see. It is super sticky. So okay. Right. That is a sticky situation, yes. Right. This is not what I expected, so I'm gonna try to transfer this onto the Benetton basket and we'll see how that goes. And we clean the mess. It's been resting for 3 hours. Let's bake it in the oven and we may have a surprise. Let's see how that turns out. I'm gonna preheat the oven with 2 cast irons, you know, because I don't have a stone. One for the bread and one for the water to steam, and so far it's gonna go like 250. The oven is almost ready, so the book recommends to flip the dough and let it like rest in the parchment paper for 1-2 minutes. So it's what we're gonna try to do. So 1-2 minutes on the parchment paper. Let's have a look if this beauty is gonna go down. So far so good. The book says that during these 1 or 2 minutes they are gonna be like little openings on the dough, and this is normal. We need that, so we can see it's going very quick. Right, oven is ready, so let's do this very quick. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the bread Whoa, that is very heavy. In the top, okay. There you go. And then I'm gonna put in the second one like a little bit of water, not like a lot, just a little bit. It's like 100 mils, right? And now we are gonna move the temperature of the oven to 200 degrees, and this is gonna go for 1 hour 15 minutes. One thing I learned is that next time I am in a sticky situation, you need to put oil, you know, vegetable oil in the surface, in the workforce surface, and then wet your hands and the dough with the vegetable oil. Because if you add flour, I mean, hopefully we are okay, but by adding more flour it'll dry the dough. So I think you know, normally sourdoughs are wet, it's a wet dough, but next time, you know, oil. Here we have our bread. It's a bit cracked. I just saw the cracks in the baking process, and I just seen that this is quite normal on rye flour. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna transfer from, you know, the bread onto the wire rack. I need to cool completely, and then this can be eaten the next day. So they say you need to wait till 1 day, so you know the flavor develops and everything. So you know, let's see. Right, so this is the next day. Let's open and see how it looks like in the middle. Maybe like that. This is how it looks like in the middle. I think it's a dense bread. I mean, I'm gonna like give it a go. You know, it's been a while I don't have one of these, but we can see some bubbles as well. So yeah, I think I'm quite happy with the results.